clean girl aesthetic, sad girl aesthetic, downtown girl aesthetic, rich girl aesthetic, soft girl aesthetic.
This is how you're gonna achieve the clean girl look in 2024.
Clean girl is out, mob wife is in, here's what this means.
It just doesn't make sense that every 14 working days or so, there's a new aesthetic that has a name, a term, a look, a vibe around it, but no personality.
That girl aesthetic, it girl aesthetic.
Me too, girl. Me too. Within all these blueberry donut glaze nails and honey brown cinnamon bun hair trends, I genuinely believe that Gen Z is having an identity crisis and they're trying to fill the void with hashtag strawberry girl makeup. How about be yourself aesthetic? Can we do that? I love water. Like, does anybody else love water? I don't know. I couldn't think of an intro. Hello everybody, it is me, Salem, and ignore my frizzy, dried up, shriveled, damaged hair. I hope you guys are doing better than me because I am tired. I'm exhausted trying to keep up with these trends that keep changing every 2 to 3 business days. I'm sure a lot of you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. The cult-like mindset of everyone being the same and having to conform so quickly to these micro trends that are happening so fast is not normal. Gen Z is having a major identity crisis. I mean, there's the blueberry nails, the walnut honey brown hair, coquette aesthetic, the Nike girl aesthetic, and now mob wife aesthetic. For a generation who's too scared to even ask for ketchup at McDonald's, that is a very bold aesthetic choice. If you want to be a part of that, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, but be prepared for people to somehow out of nowhere hate it.
What is like an unpopular makeup opinion you have? I hate the clean girl aesthetic. What?
My problem with clean girl makeup is at the end of the day, it looks really bad. A lot of the clean girl aesthetic also isn't even clean. Slick back hair, that's probably just greasy. Why are we starting to hate on other women and what they choose to do with their clothes and their makeup? I think it's really weird. Why can't people just stick to what they like? It's pretty insane how a lot of these people who can't think for themselves immediately jump on a hate train just because something is considered less popular now. Another reason why people go so hard for these micro trends and aesthetics is because a lot of them have a lot of product and lifestyle connected to it. It's not just clean girl aesthetic, it's also the juice cleanse, the Pilates, it comes with the Stanley Cup, it comes with all these things that is part of the hashtag mindset. And honestly, I think the reason why it's always changing is because people are not satisfied with whatever they're choosing to stick to. Because it's not necessarily the aesthetic that they're looking for. They're looking for a deeper fulfillment with finding a group to belong in and also trying to figure out their self-concept. But I don't think TikTok is the place to find it. Especially because TikTok keeps pressuring people to choose a box to fit into, and the entry ticket is to buy a bunch of useless stuff in order to get into that box. The whole thing just ain't it. Gen Z is a generation that has so much potential. They can make so much change, and yet they're just busy eating chamoy pickle kits. So we're going to deep dive into a lot. So definitely grab some snacks and of course some water, because I know a lot of you guys don't drink any. Get snuggled up and let's get into today's video. But as always, before we deep dive into the universe of Gen Z and their identity crisis, you guys know the drill. I gotta pay my bills because this economy is horrible. We have 2 sponsors for today. Thank you to Raycon and Factor for sponsoring today's video and supporting a good cause, which is my wallet. Valentine's Day is coming really quick, and aside from your official relationships and situationships, I think we can all agree that the best relationship is going to be with Raycon this year. Me and my Raycon earbuds are like this, and I use them every day. With optimized gel tips for the perfect in-ear fit, these earbuds are so comfortable and they'll actually stay in your ears, whether you are going for a run or just dancing. Unlike your ex, Raycons are here for not only a good time, but also a long time. With 8 hours of playtime and a 32-hour battery life. Plus, you get amazing quality audio at half the price of other premium audio brands. I love that there are earbud touch functions. I love that there is noise cancellation, so I don't have to hear the guy who is 100 times bigger than me grunt in my ear while he's weightlifting. So go to buyraycon.com/SalemTovar today to get 15% off your Raycon order plus free shipping. That's buyraycon.com/SalemTovar to score 15% off and free shipping. Buy Raycon icon.com/SalemTovar. Can you believe that there are only 3 more months until summer? If you have a body already and it's summer, then you have a summer body. But we gotta make sure that that body is nourished. And with Factor's delicious ready-to-eat meals, not only does it make eating better every day easy, it also gives you dietitian-approved meals delivered right to your door. Factor meals come prepared 100% ready to heat and eat. There's no prepping, there's no cooking involved or cleanup, which is amazing. With vegan and vegetarian and keto and 55 nutrition-packed add-ons and so much more, Factor will help planning your meal prep even more delicious. And if you sign up now, you will also save now. Look, I don't like math, but since I like you, I did the math anyways. Factor is less expensive than takeout and every meal is dietitian approved to be nutritious and delicious. Try Factor today. Head to factormeals.com/SalemTovar50 and use code SalemTovar50 to get 50% off. That's code SalemTovar at factormeals.com/SalemTovar50 to get 50% off. Howdy partners, it's part 1 of this video where we're going to be talking about micro trends, where they come from, why there's so many, and why they're all the damn same. Let's get it!
Glazed donut nails, latte makeup, blueberry milk nails, no makeup, clean girl, hot Cheeto girl, which is racist. There are too many micro aesthetic trends that are honestly so dumb, but for some reason every time one gets released like it's a new Pokemon game, people eat it up.
Despite its lifespan only being like 2 days until another micro aesthetic comes along and takes over.
And there are lots of trends on TikTok, from trying out certain foods to trying out certain skincare products. But one of the biggest things that I think a lot of us can agree on that we have seen lately is just the obsession with aesthetic based trends and the over labeling. Strawberry makeup, siren eyes, latte makeup. Like, no, that used to be called a smoky eye. And these trends don't come out of nowhere. Usually it starts with a type of makeup going viral or a type of clothing style going viral, which then a lot of people copy, which then influencers promote, which then allows the sheep to follow the herd. In fact, all it took was Hailey Bieber posting a certain Instagram picture of her blush cheeks for the hashtag Strawberry Girl Summer to reach over like 1 million views on TikTok. Whenever Gen Z's fave celebrities do anything slightly bare minimum and it becomes like, oh my gosh, the new hot thing, such as cinnamon cookie butter hair. Cinnamon cookie butter hair. What? That's just brown hair. It's no longer going to be, oh, I want black colored hair. It's gonna be, yeah, can you guys give me the double fudge, triple chunk, double dipped Oreo, black licorice, black please? Girl, who has the time to even say all that, you know what I mean? Despite Gen Z always talking about how much they hate influencers, but let's be so for real right now. One of y'all fave celebrities could sneeze,
And this would be your guys' reaction.
She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment. Now, come on now.
In fact, statistically speaking, over 44% of Gen Z has bought or been influenced based on the recommendation of influencers. So even though it's not everyone, it is still a very good amount of Gen Zers who are falling for these trends that aren't even trends to begin with, honestly, because a lot of these things are just pre-existing makeup styles and aesthetics just relabeled. But it almost seems like these labels are coming back into circulation, not to promote the diversity of artistry and to encourage young women to be different or dress differently or to experiment with their makeup, but honestly, it's just a rebranding of selling more products to young women. The beauty industry's biggest consumer are primarily the ages through 18 to 41. And even then, we're seeing the beauty industry try their hardest to go even lower by targeting 12-year-olds at Sephora by convincing them that they need skincare when they're 7 years old. If you're interested in a video like that, I already made one. It's right here. You should check it out. It's called Stop Blaming Sephora Kids and Start Blaming the Skincare Brands. Give it a watch. It's really good. And since TikTok is such a fast-paced social media app, it only makes sense that the amount of products being pushed out there and these micro trends and aesthetics would also be very quick to rise and then die out. So you can also do your latte makeup that will eventually go out of style within tomorrow. I have mentioned a lot of aesthetics that are popular and keep getting replaced. The one common shared theme is it comes with a lifestyle. And this is the problem. These aesthetics come with the notion that in order for you to fully be a part of that aesthetic, there is a lifestyle that comes along with it. A perfect example of this is also the pink Pilates princess aesthetic that was also coined by TikTok. In order to be a pink Pilates princess, you don't only have to just do Pilates, which is already super expensive. You have to dress like Lululemon leggings, which are expensive, Stanley cups, which are expensive, and Uggs, which are also expensive. And it's crazy because every single one of these aesthetics that is selling you both the products and lifestyle are never about you. Even the whole self-care era aesthetic
puts a huge emphasis on product over developing self-concept and personality. Nowadays, it seems like it's completely pre-packaged, that it's just personality in a box and you can buy it and return it whenever it becomes not popular. There used to be long histories to these aesthetics. For example, the punk rock aesthetic, based off of the genre of music that started in the 1970s, they represented going against the system, compared to now where these aesthetics are being bred by the internet. Their history and their meaning is literally just products and capitalism. And that's not me saying that every single aesthetic should be daring and out there and have some sort of ancient history tied with it, but it does go to show that a lot of these brand new aesthetics that are being pumped out like crazy every week by the TikTok influencers are giving you the illusion that all of them are different when they're not.
And I say this because I just watched Mandy Lee, her talking about how previous subcultures as well as aesthetics were named after they had a vibe and personality. That's the main key thing, personality attached to it. Clean girl aesthetic, quiet luxury, cold girl winter, like all of these things drive our consumerism. It's going to drive capitalism, make us want to acquire all these products for this look that doesn't have a statement, doesn't have a personality attached to it. I say this with love, but I do think it's time for everybody to get back to having a personality of their own. We need to stop trying to chase these aesthetics that we think then reflect our socioeconomic value. They don't.
Hey y'all, it's Western Salem again, here to tell you that you've made it to part 2, partner. I'm being held hostage.
All of this that I'm talking about just seems so weirdly manufactured. Gen Z suffers so hard from having a cult-like mindset. If one person says clean girl aesthetic is out, oh, that's it guys, we can't do clean girl aesthetic. It's like so last year. It's just giving sheeple, like for real. If one person is trying a chamoy pickle, everyone's going to eat chamoy pickles, which I understand. Young people are going to always be participating in whatever is cool. People are going to be dressing according to what is cool at the time. We have seen that throughout history time and time again. However, when it came to old trends, it would stay that way for about at least
3 to 5 years with different variations where it's like, oh, add a belt, add a bandana, but it's still the same aesthetic.
They are throwing out these random aesthetics in thin air, trying to figure out what sticks because they have no identity. They don't know what they're trying to be.
And since social media is such a huge part of their lives, telling them what to think, what is it that you have to buy, they wouldn't know how to make their own decisions or make their own personality if influencers and social media weren't there telling them what to think, buy, and wear. Or the whole bean soup controversy that happened a while back where this influencer was making bean soup and people were dead ass in the comments like, what if I don't like beans? Like, are you guys okay? Or someone will be making like, this is a red lipstick I'm trying out, and then the comments will be like, what if I don't like the color red? Then why'd you click on it? Context clues, critical thinking outside of someone telling you how to think is dead, I guess. They are completely aimless, and that is why it's so easy to sway their opinion on everything. The way Gen Z switches up their opinions on people and fashion trends and just on stuff in general is so lightning bolt fast. The world that we live in now is just so incredibly fast paced. There is no time for us to just sit, settle, think nowadays is very stressful, and I feel like a lot of older people feel like Gen Z has no problems or have no right to be stressed out or overwhelmed, but they do. They 100% do. So I understand why a lot of them run to fake images of having your life together by having a 15-step skincare routine. The healthy girl era where you drink green juices and you journal everything that you do all day. A lot of these aesthetics on TikTok, like I said before, are selling you a lifestyle, but they're also selling you the lie that if you just do this, and if you just wear this, and if you just buy this, you too can have an organized, fulfilling life. It's enticing. It's so enticing because they seem so happy and organized and together. But what a lot of people don't realize is getting your life together takes a lot of effort that has nothing to do with being a pink Pilates princess. Getting in more sleep, eating healthy, being more active, practicing mindfulness are all a part of the narrative of clean girl aesthetics, vanilla girl aesthetics, whatever, caramel popcorn girl aesthetic. But the problem is that they're trying to sell it to you in a way where you're not going to get longevity out of it, because those things are completely outside of your body. And I think that is the main root of Gen Z's identity crisis. They keep viewing their lives and themselves through the lens of social media and other influencers and these aesthetics where something always has to be changed, something always has to be improved, there always has to be another product that you need to buy, a new trend, new this, new that, when sometimes it's okay to just simply be. Obviously, it's 100% okay for you to want to strive to be better. Everyone should. And to even look at some of these aesthetics and the values that come with it and be inspired by them. However, I don't think buying a $50 Lululemon leggings is gonna help you achieve your goals. And that's the thing with these aesthetic trends, is that they make it seem like you cannot achieve these goals without buying products associated with it, when that is a flat out lie. You can improve your life with or without a Stanley Cup, sis. And I'm going to be very honest, I myself am trying to deconstruct my brain from being hot-wired that way, because for the longest time I was convinced that I can't get into fitness until I have some good outfits. I can't go into the gym because I haven't lost any weight. That's what the gym is for? I've been examining as to why I felt that way. Why did I feel the need to already be picture perfect ready to go to a place where people go to improve themselves? It makes no sense. And I realized these trends were doing me harm. It made me feel like I didn't have the tools that I needed in order to do what I wanted. And I was like, oh my God, I fell for it. Like, I can do it all by myself. Who cares if I go to the gym looking like Adam Sandler? I want to make a healthy change in my life, and honestly, that's all that matters. And maybe in the future, I can step into the having nicer outfits, having that it girl life. But for now, I'm gonna take baby steps, because I can't use the excuse that if I don't have a cute pink outfit every day for the gym, then that means I just won't go. Like, no, that's not gonna deter me from accomplishing my goals. I feel like I've barely gotten the hang of being in kind of my healthy girl era. Let me tell you, it was really hard to actually have a proper routine, figure out what works for me. It's not gonna look right off the bat, gonna look aesthetically pleasing and be relaxing. That is a lie. It was really difficult to get to the place where I am now, but the process was a lot nicer to go through since I took it slowly. A lot of these micro trends and lifestyles that are being sold to a lot of Gen Zers really deter people from actually going into a better lifestyle, because they make it seem like you need to get it perfect right off the bat, or else you just shouldn't try, which is kind of an all or nothing thinking I see a lot from Gen Z, where it's like, if I'm not good at this one hobby immediately, I'm giving up. Like, guys, it takes time. It takes time. That's why I'm always preaching in my videos to take baby steps, be kinder to yourself. It's a learning process. It's okay to make mistakes, because once you are at where you wanted to be when you first started, it's so worth it. It's so fulfilling. And it's a lot more fulfilling than if you were to just get it right immediately, because you worked hard for it. So don't pay attention to who is getting it right off the bat, or who is doing it perfect, or what clean girl or mob wife box other people are putting themselves in. Literally just focus on what you are doing and get it done. Aesthetically or not, clean girl, cinnamon, blueberry nails or not, focus on you and not what other people are saying or promoting. It's okay to be unprepared, and it's also okay for you to take steps even when you're not picture perfect ready.
Gen Z has put such an emphasis and importance on self-image to the point where it's literally making them miserable. Putting an over an importance on self-image, I literally mean that all they're focusing on is themselves and how they're being being perceived to the outer world and whether that's acceptable or not. Celebrities such as Hailey Bieber and like these influencers who are popularizing these trends are perceived as superior, better, prettier, richer, more likable.
And that is why a lot of people not only follow these influencers, but give into these trends, because just by a basic socialization theories, there is a subconscious desire in the human race to idolize anything that seems better, greater, richer, well-known, or powerful, as to hopes that we can achieve the same thing, copying or emulating or taking inspiration from them as to create a persona for ourselves. But this disrupts genuine, authentic self-concept, which plays a big part in Gen Z's identity crisis. And self-concept is the idea of the self constructed from the beliefs one holds about oneself and the response of others. So how you view your personality traits or your role in life, self-image, self-worth, etc. And the main way that you can develop a good and healthy self-concept is actually by embracing one's uniqueness, acknowledging strengths and weaknesses, and maintaining a balanced perspective on personal qualities, which is kind of the opposite of what I'm seeing a lot in Gen Z culture. Instead of developing a good, healthy self-concept, embracing that we're imperfect, Gen Z is trying to replace self-concept with the micro trends and personality boxes that are pre-packaged for you that you can buy with money, which has honestly led to a very self-absorbed, hyper-aware, self-conscious generation of people. And it has ultimately led a lot of people to feel unfulfilled because of the oversaturation on being overly obsessed with oneself rather than what you can do for yourself to become better.
Are you still there, partner? It's the final part. Let's wrap this thing up.
I think the reason why Gen Z is so attracted to and obsessed with the concept of focusing on yourself,
improving yourself. This is what you can buy to improve yourself. Are you a clean girl? This is what you need to eat in order to become a clean girl. This is how you can be more pretty. This is how you can be more hot. Looks maxing, which I honestly am scared to talk about again, because the last time I made a video on look maxing, I got a bunch of death threats, harassment, and people telling me that I was fat and ugly. So I'm just gonna stay away from that. But point is, girl, boy, they, them, a lot of Gen Z in general is suffering from just confusing self-servitude with automatic self-improvement, when that's not how it works at all. The truth is, the lifestyle that a lot of these micro aesthetics and trends and fast-paced trends are promoting are lifestyles that are just not obtainable for the average person because of how expensive and time-consuming they are. But there is so much that you can do and improve on and work on yourself without a lot of these products being sold to you. It is inherently a capitalistic ideal to believe that your life will become better once you buy more product, once you become socially acceptable, once you look socially acceptable. And there is something inherently wrong with that. However, the self-improvement isn't even being promoted as actual self-improvement. It's just self-improvement on a surface level. And journaling can have a lot of amazing health benefits for your mental health, so I'm not against that one. So can green juice cleanses, don't come for me. But there is still an overemphasis on looking the part rather than developing a self-fulfillment and self-concept outside of the lens of social media and fake surface level self-servitude being sold as self-improvement and self-care, as well as being sold as the solution to having an overly stressful life. Just choose a box, clean girl, healthy girl, and it will all be solved. But be careful with what you choose, because you never know when it's gonna go out of style and people will make fun of you for it. Gen Z is seeking identity, belonging, answers in such a chaotic, fast-paced world that sometimes it's easy to just give in to whatever an influencer says or whatever a celebrity is wearing at the moment, especially when they're selling the false narrative that it's a quick fix to whatever you're struggling with, and feeling ashamed for not being able to meet a certain standard or certain trend or a perfect 15-step skincare routine or completely perfect daily routine. I know a lot of people don't like the clean girl trend because they say that they have acne and that the clean girl aesthetic doesn't include girls with acne. So then they go to another aesthetic group and find that many times the inspirational posts and Pinterest boards only show off thinner bodies.
And of course, there's nothing wrong with you participating in these trends if you genuinely like it and if it's for fun. But if you are a type of person that is just, this isn't fulfilling me and I'm trying to find fulfillment in these areas, what's not working, why isn't it working? It's because that's just not you. And it's not benefiting you to pressure yourself to conform into something that you're not. And this is also me not preaching to be different different and unique, because there's a lot of shame and stigma around girls being the same. And for some reason, there's this pressure of like, you have to be the main character. You don't have to be the main character. You don't have to be like every other person either. You just have to be you. And if people want to label you as weird, who cares? If people want to label you as basic, who cares? But what I will say is, if you're finding yourself in a position where you feel like whatever this is I'm participating in clearly isn't for me, it's okay to not be there. Don't put yourself in an environment where you don't feel truly appreciated and seen.
And if you find that you do genuinely like the clean girl aesthetic or mob wife aesthetic or whatever, and you see that it's supposedly out of trend 2 days later, yeah, it's okay to stay in that aesthetic if you genuinely like it. There's nothing wrong with sticking to one aesthetic just because everyone else is moving on every 2 to 3 business days. But if you find that you fit in none of these aesthetics, that's also fine too. Maybe it's time to make your own. And if you find yourself drawn to a certain aesthetic because they're promoting a certain lifestyle and you feel overwhelmed by it, get started on a health journey or a healthy girl era or self-care era or whatever, just remember you don't have to get it right and perfect the very first time. And it's okay that you don't have certain items or clothes in order to join that aesthetic group either.
Blueberry, glazed donut, triple chunk, nails or not. Alright guys, that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you watched this video through its entirety, first of all, thank you. You get an internet hug. Comment down a duck emoji down below in the comments so I know that you watched the entire thing. So let me know what your opinion is on this topic. Make sure to like and subscribe and click the notification bell so you guys know whenever I upload. Y'all, please follow me on Instagram. I'm going to start doing cooking and weight loss content on there, and I would love for you guys to join me on my health journey. It's at _Salem Tovar _. I also have a TikTok, which I'm going to be posting more on there too. It's under Salem Tovar as well. I also have a podcast on Spotify, Apple Music. You can find it wherever, called the Salem Tovar Podcast. And honestly, that is it for today's video. Write down in a journal 5 things that you appreciate about yourself and that you wouldn't change. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.